What's going on, traders? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions. Thank you guys again for joining us for another Sunday Stock Talk. If you guys have never seen any of my videos, again, please feel free to browse through my YouTube channel. I make a series of videos when it comes down to investing, not only in the stock market, but as well as real estate and the different ventures that I solely invest in. So thank you guys again for joining us. We're going to be talking about the top stocks that our group sees value in. And I simply ran a poll within our Facebook group. If you guys aren't a part of our Facebook group already, the link is down in the description. We have over 42,000 members worldwide within our community. It's a free platform. So if you would like to be a part of it, we'd love to be a part of your success. All we ask you is to share your best practices, share your mistakes, and to watch the video about what is TechBot Solutions. I think that will really break it down for you to give you guys a real understanding of what TechBot Solutions is. So I'm not going to get too much into that. I'm super pumped. It's a 3-day weekend, so I'm sure that a lot of you guys, I'm gonna right now look at what's going on right now within the live chat. So what's going on, guys? What's up, bud? What's up? We got Wealthy Creation saying, where's my t-shirt? All right, so if you guys have ordered your TechBot Solutions t-shirts, the link is going to be down in the description. I believe it's the second or third link in the description. If you guys can pre-order it, again, they are pre-orders. We're not going to ship, I think, until 1 week after of the 8th, which is what we disclose within the description. So we are going to be shipping that out, and we do have only limited quantity left. So thank you guys all for the love and the support, and we really do appreciate that. I actually just uploaded the video or started selling t-shirts because you guys like the t-shirts that I wore so much, just kind of representing TechBuds, and now we have a whole TechBuds apparel type of website. So let's get right into it. So again, I ran a Facebook group poll within our Facebook group. I think that's going to be like, the 5th link. It's going to say free Facebook group if you guys want to join. All I'm going to do is I'm going to be sharing my screen right now so you guys can see exactly what it is that I'm going to be looking at. And let's see. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. I'm going to start sharing my screen so you guys can see exactly what it is that, how to kind of maneuver yourself through the YouTube. Alrighty, so we're going to go right here, and then all we do is poll. Nope. Let's see. Yep, nope, nope. Boom, boom, boom. I know JDST was the top stock, but I like that. Gee willikers, man, this thing is. Oh man, looks like I'm gonna have to search for it manually. So sorry about that. Let's see. All right, sorry about that. So let's go ahead and scroll down. It shouldn't be too far down since it's something that's pretty active. Right here. So Sunday Stock Talk. I don't know why I didn't pull up. And it goes and lists the top 5 stocks that everyone recommended. So this is pretty much it. I posted it yesterday, as you guys can see, at 9:55 a.m. JDST, IDXG, DCTH, BABY, LINU, OTIC, and I'm gonna try to go through as many of these stocks that I can. Again, this is me just simply sharing my best practices. In no ways is these stocks that you guys all have to trade. Obviously, there's a good amount of you that are not going to be watching live because it's a 3-day weekend. You guys are spending time with your family, which I hope you guys have an amazing time. Have a safe holiday with whatever it is that you decide to do. But I'm just going to start breaking down these stocks. This video should be altogether no longer than 30 minutes. So let me go ahead and start breaking down the stocks. I'm going to be sharing my best practices and simply going from there. So let's go ahead and go here, and let me see what you guys have to say. Let's go. Boom, boom, boom. Alrighty, let's go ahead and do it. So the first one is going to be JDST. The reason that JDST was such highly requested within our group has to be because of the huge drop that it took. So if you guys didn't see, last week was a horrible red day for JDST, but if everything plays out according to plan, then it should have at least, if it comes climbing back up, then it has a lot of margin for profit to make up. So something that we talked about was that 58 to 60 was the overall support and resistance. If you guys didn't see my call out when I ended up locking in profits on my trade on my live stream, we also made our way over to the to the Discord group chat, which is our private group chat for the members that are part of our group. And we talked about, the stocks that we were trading and stuff like that within the voice channel. So we ended up blocking profits. It ended up dropping below $58, which obviously means that's a good margin to cut losses on. But some people unfortunately bag held and led to this downward trend. Now it's seen a support here around $46 to $48. It's trying to trend back up. If you guys can see right here, it's trying to hold and bounce on this, what is it, the VWAP, the golden VWAP line, but unfortunately it's still below the EMA line, still seeing a downward trend. So what's to look, what am I looking for JDST? Well, obviously the inverse ETF is JNUG. Therefore, this thing has, it's higher than what it normally is at. So it looks like this one's peaking out at $23. Therefore, JDST should be finding a support around $45. But it doesn't mean that it's going to. If you could see the EMA line, so try to focus on the blue line. It looks like, this downward trend that it's seen, it's really starting to slow down. It's almost kind of starting to flatline. And that's what we want to see. We want to see it identify a support and really hold above a specific price point. And if it can hold above $46, then that would be ideal. But if it doesn't and it continues this downward trend, then why would you invest in something that continues to see a downward trend? That doesn't make sense. I would identify the overall support here at $48 to be a critical point. So what I'm going to put right here is I'm going to put an alert. And until it breaks above $48, so $47.99, so I want to be kept up to date, or breaks above the EMA line, so that's 47. I'm most likely not going to be trading JDST until it breaks above EMA, making sure that I'm investing in something that's showing signs of upward momentum. So does JDST offer any potential? Well, if JDST bounces and starts to break all these resistance, it has a lot of margin to make up, because last week was a huge red day, or huge red week. Therefore, if it really sets $46 as an overall support, so if you can get pretty close to the support and you see the signs of upward momentum, then that margin is very, the potential for loss is very minimal. If you identify $46 as a support and then, you cut losses around there. Therefore, the potential for profit that it has to come back up to the resistance at $50 is 8%. When your potential for loss, let's say you get in anywhere around from $46.40, and cutting losses at $46.90 is less than 1%. Therefore, if it starts to trend up and the potential is there and you see it, then it comes down to you as an investor to do that potential for profit / risk ratio and see is this investment worth taking. Obviously, gold has been on an upward trend. This is a bear gold ETF, meaning that when gold goes up, this thing goes down. And it has to do with all the news and uncertainty within our economy that's been going on. So again, it's very simple. Wait for the bounce, wait for it to start showing signs of upward momentum. And when it does, it has a lot of margin to make up. Until it, unless it really starts showing signs of upward momentum, then why invest in it? So, keep it simple. Don't overwhelm yourself, and then we can go from there. The next one is IDXG. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and see why you guys, so for any of you that suggested IDXG, how about you guys go ahead and let me know why, what's going on, Tanner? How about you guys go ahead and let me know why it is that you guys chose IDXG to be one of the top stocks. I want to hear why you guys called out IDXG. All right. If anything, I see IDXG to have an overall resistance around what is that, 150, and it's been kind of flatlining, not showing a lot of signs of upward momentum or downward trend, none of that. So other than that, I don't see a lot of huge potential for growth. It's just, and if I'm not mistaken, let me get a little bit closer to the day trades. The volume looks very low. Yeah, so not good volume. So this is not one that I see a lot of potential in. That's just my opinion. DCTH. So obviously DCTH is a stock that's less than $1, so it's not a commonly traded stock, at least not from me. But a lot of people do see value in it because some of the trends are predictable, but it is a very volatile stock, meaning that if you could see, IDXG obviously is showing signs of a downward trend, and when it shows signs of an upward trend, it really pumps up. But again, this is a stock that's easily manipulated, and a lot of overhype or a lot of manipulation takes place into this specific stock. So it's a quick in and out, definitely not a hold, especially right now that it's seen a downward trend. Based on its history, it looks like it has an overall support at 10 cents. It doesn't mean that it's going to bounce 100% at 10 cents, but it just means that based on previous trends, that's where an overall support was. I'm going to go a little bit further back so we can see that IDXG has been on a consistent downward trend, and it's definitely not a stock that you want to hold overnight. And if you can see, its overall lows are about at 6 cents, even gone lower than that. But again, when it does get pumped or over, hyped, then there's a lot of potential that it does offer. But again, that's when it's seen an upward trend. Obviously, right now we're seeing a downward trend, so why risk it? It's as simple as that. So let's go ahead and go back, and LINU. This is one that I traded. I had a green trade and then a red trade the day that followed. A lot of the momentum that we see with IDXG. LINU has to do within the first 5 to 10 minutes of the market open. That's usually where it has all the real pumps and momentum. But other than that, throughout the day, if it does see an upward trend, then it's very slow. But throughout the day, usually it just sees a downward trend, as you can see. This day it had bounce because it was able to have a quick enough pullback that it bounced right at the gold VWAP line, and then ended up hitting the red VWAP as well. But if you could see, it's been on a consistent downward trend. Usually in the morning, that's when it has a pump. Other than that, it sees a downward trend throughout the day. So it really comes down to how it performs during pre-market hours. If we see a lot of volume and a lot of potential and demand, then that would be great. Just to let you guys know, LINU was overhyped last week, and as you guys could see, as it continues to go throughout the week, it slowly decreases in price. It's holding below the EMA line, showing signs of downward momentum. And even throughout this week, again, the demand isn't going to be there as much as it was or as relevant this upcoming week. It all comes down to supply and demand. There could have been good news. As you guys can see right here, I did a 1-1-6 reverse stock split. So what is that? Yeah, I did a 1-6 reverse stock split. So from there, it saw a huge downward trend, but it became very relevant because of the news. And due to that news, it was easily manipulated for some reason, and it was trendy, right? But because it's not going to be as relevant this upcoming week, most likely it's not going to be as relevant. Therefore, it will slowly see a downward trend and then come back to its overall support at $1, which was where it was previously traded at. Which means that the reason that it probably did this reverse stock split is because it wasn't meeting NASDAQ requirements, and it most likely it's on its way to get delisted. OTIC. Oh, yeah, we did call out this one. This was one that one of our traders called out within one of our live streams. Ever since its huge drop, it hasn't gone below, I think, $3. I haven't kept such a close eye on this one. The spread is way too much. But it looks like it's still at lows again, not showing any signs of upward momentum really. Every time that it hits, the red VWAP line, it sees a downward trend. So again, right now it's residing on the red VWAP line. Most likely going to see another pullback, but it just continues to see somewhat of a downward trend, if you guys could see that, and slowly goes down. So I don't see a lot of potential with that specific stock itself. So ZN. Okay. No, overall resistance, I think it's pretty high at 36. If you get to the RSI indicator, it's indicating that it's more on the overbought side than oversold. I would like to be alerted when it's more at the support at $33.20. So simply what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my alert when it goes below 326, and then go from there. So let me go ahead and see what you guys have to say. GEN, okay, I like this. There's some fundamentals. I like that you're calling that out. GEN, let's do it. Okay, so let's look at all right, volume isn't really there. It's been on a consistent downward trend. Looks like it really tried to hold above $1. It had a pullback and then had a nice little pump. So if you could see, this is very common. There's a lot of stocks that see a downward trend, and then when it hits $1, it has a nice little pump. Overall resistance that I see at 140 based on it being an old support. So I'm going to call that out. Had the support overall at $1. So I do see the potential, but because it had such a, hyped day, this could have been, what was that, Friday? Most likely we're going to see a pullback. If not, if it continues this rally, then it would be really nice to be able to catch it at new highs of from 120 to potentially 140. So simply what I'm going to do is, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm going to go ahead and set my alert if it goes above 120, and if it can continue the rally, and then I'm going to set it and add it to my watch list. Okay, so let's go ahead and go from there. Let's see if you guys have any other stocks. NVCN, let's go ahead and check that one out. NVCN. Again, I'm only looking at stocks that people call out that have somewhat fundamentals behind them. So if you're just putting out a ticker symbol, then unfortunately I'm not going to look at it too much. But if you actually have a reason why you're looking at them, then simply just explain yourself, and I'd be more than happy to. So if you see right here, there's really no volume. It looks like this stock, obviously there must have been some catalyst for this huge pump. It almost saw no volume, and all of a sudden, let's see. Okay, yeah, so they go up 44%. It's definitely more on the overbought side, so a lot of hype. It's become very relevant. It could have been trending, but ever since then, the overall resistance is at 132. So until it breaks above 132, most likely not going to keep my eyes on this one. The reason why is something that we see very often. You can ask a lot of traders. Something that we see very often with these series of stocks. Again, it all comes down to supply and demand, and that's what increases the actual price. When there's a higher demand for the stock with the amount of buyers. But when it came down to this stock and the amount of buyers that are actually trying to trade this specific stock and invest in it, I mean, it's really seen a downward trend. And unfortunately, it's already below the EMA line, meaning that it's trending back down. I think, we missed the rally. Unfortunately, this was all the action that I really see that this is going to do. It's most likely going to, again, the demand and the news is going to become more irrelevant, and then slowly see a downward trend. So that's what all my indicators are somewhat suggesting. So I'm going to kind of leave it at that. So thank you again for the suggestion, though. Of course. Oh, let's try to check that out. So we have, I love chasing red stocks. So good suggestion. Okay, so this is huge. I mean, it has an earnings report pretty soon. So again, this is probably not a hold, especially because of this huge drop that it saw. But I mean, that's horrible for all those that were holding at $18 and saw a huge loss, right, by holding the stock overnight. That's why we have that rule. Why it's, I mean, this isn't even a penny stock. This is a stock that was trading over, $14, $15. But it looked like this is why I love trading red stocks, because when it experiences such a huge pullback, it sees an upward trend, and it's pretty quick when it does this. Again, this wasn't the biggest, but it saw an overall support here around 1390, and it peaked at around like 1430. So that was 3%. Again, nothing huge. It's trending above EMA, and it's trying to hold. So that's a good indicator, but definitely a lot of margin for it to make up if it breaks the overall highs. And I think that's like 1560. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply set my alerts, and this is for HPE. So thank you again for the call out. How do you add the line for VWAP? Well, that's a good question. If you guys have not watched my video of VWAP, then simply go ahead and visit my YouTube channel. And again, I uploaded it last week. And where is it at? Oh, nope. Looks like, oh, right here, how to use VWAP. It was 3 days ago. So you guys can feel free to click that video. I do an explanation on how I add it, how I use it. But simply you go to edit studies right here. And then you search VWAP, so VWAP, and then add it to one of your studies over the price, and it's as simple as that. So I'm going to go down the list and kind of recap very quickly. I think AMD is more on the overbought side. So it's been trending up since the bounce that we called out at $12. Ever since then, $13 is more of a resistance in my opinion. And I don't see the demand being there that much. I mean, we're getting a little bit closer to iPhone launch day, and AMD being a company that's partnered with Apple, then that's a good sign. But based on overall previous resistance, $13 to $13.50, which it's 2 price points that it's already hit right now, has been previous resistance. Therefore, I see more potential for profit down here for it to bounce than where it's at right now. So simply gonna avoid it for now, and then go from there. AKS, again, more on the oversold side. Let's go JNUG. Based on previous resistance, let's see, further back. And if you guys could see, JNUG is making somewhat new highs based on previous trends of it peaking out at 22, and is now approaching the overall previous support that it's had at 24. If you guys could see right there. So again, old support, becomes near resistance level. So that's just a little heads up. M has been doing pretty well from the bounce that we called out. When it bounced above 20, we're like, okay, now it's trending back up. That's good. It had a really bad earnings report, but ever since then, it's been trending back up. So I think, M is definitely, which is Macy's, a stock to look out for this month of September, which is something that I'm going to keep my eyes on because it does have a good amount of potential for profit. Again, nothing huge. This is a multi-million-dollar company, if not billion, and it's as simple as that. DGAS is one that I'm going to be calling out. The reason that I'm calling out DGAS is I think you guys could see why. It has a very common trend that it bounces here around 22 to 23, and it trends back up to anywhere from 26 to 30. But if it does break below 22, then I'm simply going to cut my losses, as it has another margin from 17 to 23 to 22, or 22 to 23 that we've called out before. Again, it just comes down to identifying previous trends, going back enough to be able to identify them, and if it makes sense to you, then simply go for it. But again, something that I could have done a little bit better, because I'm taking a position on DGAS, is I could have waited for the bounce. Instead of trying to get in at such a low point, I could have waited for a more solid bounce, and that's an area of opportunity for myself. But I'm in at a pretty decent price point that if I do have to cut my losses, it isn't going to be anything huge. I think it just comes down to the simple understanding that next time I definitely have something to go off of that makes a little bit more sense. So let's go from there, and that's really just it. That's pretty much my breakdown when it comes down to the stocks that I see potential this upcoming week. You guys might be saying, well, what the heck, those aren't all the stocks that are on your watch list. Guys, don't overwhelm yourself. Keep it simple when it comes down to investing in stocks that you see value in. Kind of a challenge that I can have for you guys this upcoming week is to, out of all the stocks in your watch list, try to see what stocks, kind of just like I did with DGAS, show the most potential for profit because they're at their prime right now. They're, at or near the support. So if they bounce and start to trend back up, then they show a lot of potential. So go ahead and just list 5 stocks. And feel free to share it within our Facebook group or down in the comments of this video. And I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. I'm always open to any opinion that you guys have, and I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about that. So if you guys have any questions right now, please feel free to let me know right now. I'd love to answer any of your questions. We have about 5 minutes left before I cut the live stream, so we can go from there. So. Did I take a position on M? I've previously taken a position on M. I'm not in M right now, but when it comes down to, I'm going to wait for a little bit more of a harder pullback and then be able to, get at a better price point based on my opinion. So that's simply what I'm waiting for. And I'll break it down because it's been a very highly requested video that I've been making every single month. And it's the top, 5 stocks that I'm looking at for, September, or, the last month I did one for August. And a lot of you guys like that because I go into depth about stocks that I solely see value in. And I break down the stocks just like I did right now, but they're all stocks that I see value in. So if you guys, like that, then, feel free to, check that out. So was it difficult for you when you first got started trading? So, and is it difficult to get, and you guys can answer this question as well. Is it difficult to get started when it comes to trading? It's not difficult to get started. It's difficult to really understand and discipline yourself and learn from the importance of, what it is that it takes to be a successful trader. It's very simple, right? We have 3 rules with TechBot Solutions, but those 3 rules are very hard, if you want to say, to master. And that's, trade stocks that only you see value in. Never invest based on anyone else's opinion. So don't make a sole investment decision on any stock because someone else tells you to. And then always have a plan. We always talk about the profit to risk ratio. So making sure that for every, if you see a stock that has 5% potential for profit, and the potential for loss is 1% based on the support that you identify, then it has a 5-to-1 ratio. So therefore the potential for profit is much greater than the potential for loss, and it might be worth the investment depending on your opinion. So again, just making sure that you keep it simple, don't overwhelm yourself, and we just use different indicators that make it a little bit easier for us to identify, good quality stocks. Now, I'm going to talk about this, and this is kind of a pivot from really what it is that we're going to be, what we were talking about. Also, someone's saying, so don't listen to your opinion then. That's by Edgar Chavez. 100%, you should never invest based on what I'm calling out. That's I did have a period within our group that I was, continuously not calling out the stocks that I was trading because I felt like there were so many traders that didn't understand anything about investing and that were solely mimicking my trades. And that's not something that I wanted. I'm not here to tell you guys what to trade. I'm not here for anyone to tell me what to trade. It comes down to having a general understanding of what a good trade or what a good position takes, and by being able to identify that if someone else exposes me to an opportunity, let's say someone else called out well, all these stocks that I broke down today, there are a series of stocks that everyone called out, and let's say for example, someone told me hey, take a look at JDST. I'm not going to just invest in JDST because they told me. But if it comes down to me breaking that stock down, seeing the potential, and being able to identify the potential myself, and it makes sense, and I'm not going based on solely someone else's opinion or my emotions, then at least I have an understanding what it is that I'm taking a position on. There's some form of risk management or understanding, and that's all I want you guys to have. Again, there's nothing wrong with being exposed to other people's suggestions, but understanding the importance of not solely investing based on their opinion. I think it's very easy to understand. All right. So Joey Silva says, it's been great getting great gains by following your advice. Thanks again. And Joey, you can share your own opinion. I mean, we have 42,000 members within our group, right? And one of the biggest things is I try to promote a very supportive and welcoming environment. I think Joey can honestly say that I've never, or any of the admins within our community or team have ever told him what to trade, right? There's nothing wrong with being exposed to new opportunity or potential. But again, we're not here to tell you what to trade. So if you want someone to spoon feed you on what to invest in, then I'm sorry, TechBot Solutions is not the group for you. But if you want an environment that you can surround yourself with like-minded individuals that are here to support one another and not manipulate stocks, then I'm sure a series of the people within the live chat right now or in the comments can support that 100%. And this is kind of me getting into, well, Angel D, I appreciate that. I don't know why you had to donate that, but I really do appreciate you donating. So let me know if you have any questions. I'd be more than happy to answer that. Oh, you do have a question. So for your thoughts, Ricky, thanks. Are you asking me to break down a stock? If you are, please feel free to let me know. Oh, you are. So let me go ahead and just do this one for him since so let me just break down the stock. Oh, I did it wrong. Okay, well, I see what you see here. It looks like it has a, okay, it's kind of flatlining if you see what I'm talking about. Again, this is a pretty long analysis. It's 180 days. It's been seeing a downward trend, but then it kind of started to flatline here. It has this margin from like, $16 to highs of about like $18.60. So $2 profit margin, if you could see that trend here. So I'll draw the support line and I'll draw the resistance. It's not an exact support, but it's pretty common trend. We're kind of where it peaks out at. So if you guys can see that, let me know if that makes sense to you. So again, support and resistance within that margin. It's more at the resistance right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my indicator or set my alert when it drops below the specific price point, because it usually bounces around $17. I just want to be alerted when it's on its way back down, and when it bounces and starts to trend back up, then at least I know based on previous trends that it's most likely going to trend back up to the overall resistance at 1850, which is about 10% potential. So I think this is a good call out. I think it's more on the overbought side than oversold. So I would wait for the downward trend, again, the pullback. So it might be a couple of days until it gets to this price point. But overall, I'm going to set another alert if it breaks above, because again, if it continues to trend up, then it broke that trend, and it might be doing something that we might have not expected it to do. And I'm gonna kind of, I mean, we're here at the 30-minute mark for our live stream, so I do want to thank you guys all for joining. I'm not going to end it here. Just hear me out real quick. The first link in the description is going to be for the donations that we're going to be helping out the members within TechBot Solutions that were unfortunately devastated by Hurricane Harvey. If you can, again, 100%, you don't have to, but if you can, feel free to donate. Even $1 would help. I mean, we have 42,000 members within our community, and even $1 would help. We're just going to be 100% of the proceeds are going to be going to the members within our group to help rebuild and help them pay for like food and resources that they don't all have at that location. So we would 100% appreciate that. Also, the second link is going to be the TechBot Solutions website link. Feel free to sign up for our beta trials. You are not going to be getting any random messages or anything like that. We're going to be selecting 100 people to be part of our beta trials. We do have over, I think, 2,000 people last time I checked that have signed up for the beta trial. So we're going to choose 100 people that are going to be extremely active for the beta trial. So give us feedback on the website and how we can continue to make it that much more efficient and effective. The third link should be the TechBuds Solutions website or TechBuds apparel. So if you guys would like to pre-order your TechBuds apparel, feel free to click on that link or just take a look around and give us any recommendations on how we can make that product so much better. Now, this is what I wanted to talk to you guys about, and I hope you guys can hear me out. So there's been, I appreciate that, guys. Thank you. Thanks, Ricky. All right, sounds good. So I really do appreciate that, Angel. Thank you again for all the support. So there was this disruption within our group chat. It happened very early in the morning, and I know a lot of you guys have heard of it or were able to kind of look through it. So we have, again, this free Facebook group, and it's grown. I think it's one of the largest groups altogether when it comes down to investing in the stock market, as well as the multiple avenues of ventures and markets that we invest in. So I started the group just because I wanted to surround myself with like-minded individuals. A lot of people, I've been getting a lot of messages of people trying to have me affiliate their programs or their applications, and that's something that I never do. It's because now we're about to approach 50,000 subscribers, and my following when it comes down to solely investors are about a little bit over 42,000 members within my TechBuds Solutions community. We provide it all for free. I have a series of admins such as Kettle Cooked and Dimitri and a series of other mods within that specific group chat as well. And then we have group leaders such as Brad, who's one of the featured channels within my group that leads the OTC stock group. We have Connor, who leads the momentum stock group within our Discord group chat. And then we have Kyle that leads the mobile investment group, as well as a momentum trader himself. We all offer different features or different attractive qualities that are following likes. We do this all for free, and that's very unattractive for a lot of people. And the reason why is because, again, the biggest thing that I want to tell you guys is we got spammed again. An individual or a series of other individuals that lead other groups joined our group chat and started to, I guess the best way they started to trying to recruit our admins. So started to offer our admins money for them to join their group chat and to take the following that they have within TechBuds Solutions and move them on over. Obviously, our admins are not in it for the money because they would not be part of TechBuds Solutions if that were them. So Connor, Brad, Kyle, and all the different admins such as Kettle Cooked and Dimitri denied their request, and that is, that's something that upset them. That's the easiest way for me to put it for you guys is we've also been receiving a lot of messages that people are pretending to be, us. The easiest way that I can tell you guys to verify that it's us is, first of all, I never email anyone. When it comes down to you guys reaching out to me, the only email that we now use is info@techbudsolutions.com or info@techbudsapparel.com, which is for the apparel that we have. And Connor makes it very clear that he never reaches out to anyone when it comes down to his email, nor does any other group leader within our community. So the biggest red flag that can be out there is when someone comments, hey, reach out to me, and they get very creative. They use our cover picture and they comment on whatever it is that you're commenting on and be like, hey, you're doing great, feel free to reach out to me, and they try to either ask for personal information or for money. That's something that we never do. So I want to make sure that you guys are aware that that is not us. Simply click on their profile and you can see that they have 0 followers, and therefore that should be a red flag. I mean, I have nearly 50,000, Connor has over 4,000, Brad, we're all almost all in the thousands. Therefore, why would, if you see that they have less than 100 subscribers or whoever it is, you guys can simply reach out to us. Hey, is this really you? Just verify. We don't want you guys to get, taken advantage of. That's one of the first things. Now, when it comes down to people that are, spamming our group chats and are recruiting, not only trying to recruit our group leaders, but obviously because we become a huge target because we're free. We provide the service for free, and people just want to leech off of our following, want to leech off of our members. I never go to any other group chat and try to solicit TechBuds Solutions. I never, this following that I grew of 42,000 members, I grew because of the active videos that I would upload and the value that people saw in what I would provide. That's how I grew my following. And all I ask for you guys, if you guys have your own group chat, I don't mind you guys being a part of TechBuds Solutions. That's not my issue at all. The thing that I don't appreciate is we have a series of rules that we have posted within the Facebook group. So not only did these individuals have to create a Facebook group, click on the link, and then join the Discord group chat within that link, but they have the audacity to reach out to our individual members and our admins and try to recruit them. Again, That's not something that we appreciate, and I'll get into that when it comes to legal matters later. Now, when it comes down to these people asking other members or asking our admins to be a part of their group, and then we deny them, they get super offended, and then they start to trash talk us. And when it came down to this morning and the experiences that we had, this individual, I don't think I have his name posted at all within the screenshots that I'm going to be sharing, but all I wanted to share with you guys was that this individual, we had to kick him out because of the negativity that he would bring in within our group. Again, I don't need every member to like me. I don't need every member to like all of my admins. All I need you guys to do is to respect one another and be here for an overall, just to help one another out. That's all I ask. You don't need to like me. I don't expect 42,000 people to all like me. All I need you to do is to help one another out and to not be offensive. This individual obviously did not get that, and he started bringing up numbers and money into play when it was all BS. But the easiest way that I can put it is this person or this individual started to write hate comments within my personal Instagram, as well as our Facebook group and our group chats, and then started to outsource all those hate comments to all the different, unfortunately, like the members within our group, as well as the admins and their social media accounts as well. Again, these people have nothing better to do than to go out of their way, on a Sunday and then start hating on everything. And then to put into perspective, we were trying to be as respectful as we could, and he continued to try to, I don't know how to put it in perspective. This is one of the first messages. I got an alert from my group leaders that there's this individual that started to reach out to us or try to recruit our admins. And I told him, look, I'm not interested in anything that you're doing. And it came down to something that simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start sharing my screen so you guys can see exactly what it is that I'm talking about, and kind of go from there. So let me go ahead and see. How do I share my screen? Boom, boom, boom. And again, this is just to provide an example that we tried to deal with this as the best we could. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to say any of the bad words, but there are bad words on the screen. So if you don't want your kids to see or something like that, then just don't have them read real quick, if that's okay. But I told him, I was like, look, thank you, have a good day. I'm not going to watch your video. He sent me a video. He was trying to apologize for what he did, because he was doing all these negative things. He's like, Ricky's Discord group is hateful and they will kick you off for just trying to offer guidance, which is not true. Do not join TechBuds or affiliate with them. Super hateful people. And he has the audacity to say that within a series of the pictures that I uploaded of the cars that I'm selling as like my McLaren and my Z06, and the video that we uploaded for the donations of Houston. And then he goes and he reaches out to Kyle, which is one of our group leaders. And Kyle's like, okay, that's okay. And then he goes into, you guys can pause it here. And it says like, we had to kick him out. And then he's like, boom, like, he starts calling us names and he starts to be super hateful. And then, obviously bombarding us with hate comments. So he sent me this message. I said, I don't want to watch it. I'm not interested in being affiliated with your group or anything that has to do with you because of the negative connotation and environment that you promote. Very simple. Simply don't want your help, don't want to be associated with you, and he just doesn't get that. He reached out to us when it came down to our social media accounts. He came down to us when it came down to reaching out to my YouTube channel, and just posting it everywhere. And I just don't understand that. Like, I think it's very naive for people to think that an individual that's successful will go out of his way and waste so much time that we value so much, and have nothing better to do. It just really shows the true colors of people. I want you guys to know that TechBud Solutions is a networking group. TechBud Solutions is a group where we want to encourage everyone to come and share their best practices and share their mistakes, regardless if you guys have your own like group chat. There's actual individuals that have reached out to me that are saying like, hey, I have my own group chat. I want to let you know that I'm not going to affiliate any of my links. And I appreciate that. I 100% appreciate that, because I love to have you as a part of my group and share your best practices, because I know that you can become an asset to our community. That's what I want. But when you start trying to recruit people within our community, and then you start to bombard people with hate comments and messages, that's not something that we're here to support. So when it comes down to you guys watching, just put into perspective. We offer the service, regardless. We offer it for free, and that's something that we always talk about. Other people offer it for free as well. We try to filter out manipulation, and we try to filter out hate, and we try to really focus and promote a very welcoming and supportive environment. That's the easiest way for me to put it. Like, I don't know how to put into words or put into perspective for these individuals to go into our group chats, try to they request to be part of the admin team, they request to be part of the group leaders. When we say no, unfortunately they become very angry and hostile, and then they start to bash things. There's a reason that you're not a part of our admin team. There's a reason that we don't want you as a part of our group. There's nothing wrong with people reaching out to me and asking me that. But if I say no, don't let that be, that's something to work towards if you want to really be a part of our admin team. But again, we all do this for free. So, if you want to become an asset to TechPod Solutions, then feel free to give your own input and really help one another out. That's all we ask. If you have your own group chat and you want to be a part of our group chat because you see that there's some form of value, then 100% I'm here to support you. I don't care that you come from another group chat. It's just as long as you're not breaking one of our rules and you're promoting a welcoming environment, then that's great. That's what I'm here to do. If you guys have your own group chats and you guys want to reach out to me because you guys feel like we can help one another out, then reach out to me. But don't be upset if I simply just don't see value in what it is that you're providing. It's as simple as that. And I don't know how to put into perspective because some people are so like narrow-minded, where it's like, no, okay, we don't want to be associated with you, and then they just get so crazy. I don't know how to put. I don't understand these people. There were individuals like, people, LOL, people mad funny. So that's by Jose. So there's no other way that I can put it other than just like, I really want to apologize for all those that saw his messages and all the hate comments that he had for our group chat. A true group leader or a true professional does not speak like that, especially to thousands of people. I don't care how much money it is that you say you make, because obviously we can tell if it's true or not, and obviously in his case it's not true. And I don't care how much money it is that you make. When it comes down to the type of environment that I try to promote, I'm here, me as a group leader, I'm here to serve you. As long as you're here to follow our rules, that's all I want. I will go out of my way to answer your question, and I want you guys to understand that. And it's so disrespectful to see people that think that because they have their own group, or think because they're above every other member within our group, we're going to treat you like every other member within our group because we are a family and we are a team. I don't care how credible it is that you are a member within our group, and we're going to treat each individual member with respect. And if you're not willing to treat us or any other member, I don't care who it is that you are, then we will remove you from our group chat. And if you simply don't see value in it, then just continue doing your own thing. If you want your own group chat, then continue growing your own group chat. I know there's going to be competition. That's great. Stop leeching off my following and do your own thing. Grow your own following. I'm not here to, I don't know how to so people are saying he's a hater and all this stuff. It's so frustrating because it's like, I just don't understand these people, how they can say that they're so wealthy or so much better than everyone else, but they just stoop to a low that's so hurtful and offensive. Not to myself. I mean, I can care less what this individual says, but to the members within our group. And then that's where I get very upset, when they start to offend our members, because a lot of these people can be very easily manipulated, and that's why we try to filter out manipulation the best we can. So the easiest way that I can put it, guys, is be smart. Again, let your emotions not come into play when you hear someone out. I always, if you don't want to be a part of my group, I 100%, I don't want to say that I don't want you there. Obviously, we want you there. But I know that not everyone's going to see value in our group. And that's something to work towards. So if you guys can give me some feedback or suggestions, that's an area of an opportunity. All I want you guys to do is to understand that, there's a lot of hard work when it comes down to really being successful. And if someone's trying to sell you a get-rich-quick scheme, then obviously that should be a huge red flag. If it's easy to make money, if it's easy to be rich, then everyone would be rich. This is a group where we tell you that it's difficult to be successful. But if you're willing to put forth the time and you're willing to structure out your success, then it is possible, because you have a bunch of group leaders that have already achieved that form of success. And we're here to guide you in the right direction, but we're not here to spoon feed you. That's the easiest way that I can put into perspective. Carlos says, let's kick his ASS. So unfortunately, no, that's not something that we're going to be doing. It's just, I wanted to let you guys know that there's a bunch of spammers and a bunch of people that are pretending to be us. And there's a bunch of people, because our community is growing at such a quick rate, that are going to reach out to you as a part of the TechPod Solutions community and ask you to join their community. And if you see value in it, then great. But I want you guys to be aware that there are people that are not there for your best interest. And it's as simple as that. You do what you see value in, and you invest in what you see value in, and that's all I ask. Be smart about what it is that you do, and just be cautious. And everything it is that you invest in and dedicate your time to, because your time is very valuable. At least it is to me. So thank you guys again. I'm super pumped for this upcoming week. As you guys can tell, you guys keep talking about my blood pressure. No, guys, I'm totally cool right now. I have my girlfriend right here. We're gonna work on some assignments and stuff like that. And I think tomorrow, for all those that were asking, I was asking you guys, what is it that you guys are gonna be doing for the holiday and the day off and stuff like that. So I do have the day off tomorrow. I do have a series of work that I'm gonna be doing in the morning, but then the rest of the day I'm gonna be spending. Whoa, there's someone that's being disrespectful. But again, I am gonna be spending the day with my girlfriend because now she's back in Arizona, and it's the least that I can do because I work so much that unfortunately I don't give her enough attention. So that's definitely a huge area of opportunity for myself that she's made very clear. So she's laughing over there, and it's as simple as that. So thank you guys again for all the love and the support. If you guys can give us a thumbs up, we'd greatly appreciate it. If you guys found the information that we shared within this video helpful, then feel free to share it with the people that you love and that you think that can see value in this video. We'd love to be a part of your success if you see value in us. And if you don't, all we ask you to do is to continue working hard, following your dreams, and let your passion be what drives you and your success. You don't really need any of us, right, to be successful. We're just here to guide you in the right direction, and hope that you can do the same for those that follow. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. I hope you guys have an amazing holiday. Please stay safe, and please be ready and prepared for market open on Tuesday, because the market's not going to be open on Monday. Study hard, work hard, make sure you plan and manage your risk. And like always, guys, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.